Meiburg, and I'm with Steve Flamsteed of Innocent Bystander, which is in the Yarra Valley.
Yep.
And tell me, first of all, why is it called Innocent Bystander?
Well, we like the name, that's the main reason, but we see ourselves as being the innocent bystander on the side of what's dominated a bit by large players in Australia. Making wine. We're like a small family.
So you're the small bystander.
Yeah, with the guys on the side.
Lovely.
Doing our thing.
So what is your thing? What are you doing?
Chardonnay and Pinot Noir are what we really focus on, and Pinot Gris and cool climate Syrah. And a little bit of Moscato on the side as well.
That's just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Chardonnay in the Yarra has really been shifting its style into something that is particularly elegant and shows lots of finesse. What's driving that change? I
think, you know, like, and you'd have tasted them too, the old Chardonnays from the 80s. We all got so sick of them. And the Yarra doesn't make that style naturally anyway. So we're actually making what the Yarra does, and that's minerally, you know, more elegant, long lines, wines with lines of acidity, I guess. And they tend to show citrus rather than sort of butterscotch, and we keep the oak right back, you know. So our style naturally is elegant, and we're probably playing on that the more we spend, you know, time in our vineyards, really, yeah.
And Pinot Noir, you get a bit of pressure from New Zealand Pinot.
We do, yeah.
And of course Burgundy and some Oregon, some California Pinot in the markets. What do you think is going to happen in this competition? I
think, again, we need to play to our strong suits. Like I was talking to Marco from Bystander in there, and he said, you know, I always have a bit of a dig because they're saying you guys try and make Pinot Noir in Australia and it's never Burgundy. And I say, well, we don't want to be Burgundy. We need to, we make perfumed, pretty Pinots in the Yarra. And they have a long life too. But we can't make muscly New Zealand Pinot, and we shouldn't try. And I think it's just important to play to your strong suits and let the wines speak of where they come from.
So when it comes to Pinot Noir, producers are passionate about their Pinot.
Yeah.
So what's your view? Destem, crush, whole cluster?
We like a bit of everything actually. We tried more and more whole bunch, and it tends to work actually better in the warmer years, I guess. But having said that, a year like 11, which was the coldest on record, we did whole bunch fermentation then as well, and we still get complexity and prettiness out of it. So, but we're big on whole berry, so we don't crush our grapes at all. And that's because we want to try and get a little bit of carbonic maceration happening inside the berry, and again, just playing on the perfume. So a combination of whole berry, whole bunch, cold soak definitely, because it brings out those water-soluble, lovely soft tannins, and generally pressing sort of right on dryness rather than keeping on skins for too long. So we're trapping primary and trying to get them into barrel reasonably quickly.
And speaking of barrels, what are your oldest barrels?
We keep barrels till they're 7 years old.
7.
And then we cut them in half and make them into flower plots. But having said that, we don't like to put too much new oak into our wine. So every year we buy about 10% new oak.
Now you're not just about Innocent Bystander, also Giant Steps?
Yep.
Yeah?
Giant Steps are single vineyard wine, so made in obviously small quantities, limited by the sites they come from, and just great Chardonnay and great Pinot Noir sites. And
not only that, you make a bit of bread on the side.
We make some bread, yeah, sourdough, no yeast, so wild ferment bread. And actually our starter culture came from Poulan in Paris. And it's been kept growing for 25 years. So.
Oh, how wonderful.
We're very gifted to have a little piece of that come into the winery. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing better than a nice glass of Pinot and that freshly baked bread. So I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Cool, thanks.